Hi, Mr. Minks. This is my mom, Kelly Fitch. I'm sure you don't know her. And we are practicing Socratic dialogue, and she doesn't really know what we're doing yet. But here's the question. From your perspective as a current owner of 3 cats and having further experience with them dating back to your childhood, do you believe that it is an ethical choice to neuter or spay your cats?
I do.
Why do you think that?
It's because there's just such an overabundance of cats that don't have homes, that suffer through the winter, that go hungry, all of those things.
Though this point might be true, it is the appeal to pity fallacy because she is trying to argue her statement through pity regarding the cats. How did you come to this conclusion?
All of my reasoning has to do with personal experience. Growing up, I was always somehow finding stray cats. I would rescue them, and then my parents would help me get them medical treatment and then find them homes and things like that. And then in college, I volunteered at the Humane Society. And then, of course, we foster cats in the summertime through the Humane Society. And so having those cats who are sometimes pregnant, who come to us, who are about to give birth and have even more kittens, to me it just seems like the very ethical decision to spay or neuter your cat.
Has anyone in your life ever expressed a different opinion to this statement?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Who?
My uncle had very different opinions when I was growing up. He thought I was kind of nutty. At his farm, he was living a very different philosophy with his cats, which was not necessarily inhumane. He would feed them and give them shelter in a barn, but he didn't spay and neuter them. And so there was just an abundance of cats. There were litters and litters all the time. And so he never really understood where I was coming from.
Well, why do you think he believed that?
He views cats differently than I do, is why, right? He sees them as necessary on his farm to take care of rodents, but not really to take care of in a way that's increases their lifespan or preserves a better life long term for other kittens, I guess.
Though she is bringing in different perspectives on this take, it is a false dilemma fallacy because she is making the situation and argument seem more black and white than it is, when rather it is quite complex regarding cats. You think that, or you said that you believe that you want cats or domesticated cats to live long lives, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you think that it's rather contradicting to your belief that you're not vegetarian?
Yes.
This statement is the appeal to hypocrisy fallacy because through it, I am trying to bring up something not very relevant to the situation to try to discredit the opposing opinion.
I do. Yeah, I fight with that internally a lot. I do think it's contradictory to try to be a steward for domesticated animals, but then also not be a vegetarian for animals that are slaughtered daily for me to eat. So yeah, it's hypocritical.
Well, do you think that there are any negative effects to this belief of yours?
I guess I'm expressing an expectation for others to spend money on procedures like this. That can sort of sound elitist, I think. So I think what was your question? What's the downside, or
what are negative effects?
Yeah, the negative effects is that I seem sort of elitist at times, maybe. It's more of a reflection on me. But in terms of the actual animal, there are really no downsides to spaying and neutering.
Believe that this belief of yours could if everyone followed it, like what do you think would happen?
I mean, if everybody did it, sure, we would come to a point where we would, like, the population of cats would, like, diminish, right?
So to some extent it is necessary that people go against your belief, correct?
For sure, yeah.
So you don't want everyone to follow it?
No, I mean,
Okay. Don't you agree that before you state claims based on your opinion or perspective on a matter such like this, that one should consider the full possibility of the effects of it?
Yeah. I think that's probably a sound statement, that we should consider the effects of it if everyone were to do it, yes.
Do you think to some extent or level you're taking away a bodily right of the animal?
I mean, I think that, what was the question? I don't think that animals share the same rights as humans.
But to what extent is that right taken away in living beings?
I think that when the effort to save and keep animals safe is the goal, I do think that there are things that have to be compromised because of that goal.
Do you think that same belief should go to all living species?
No, because, like, there's so many animals that aren't domesticated and that are wild, and that, you know, survival of the fittest and all of that applies. I just don't think that's the case for domesticated cats who are not meant to live outside in extreme cold in Minnesota.
What if, like, a cat wants to be a mother and you take away that right of the cat? Once again, this is the appeal to pity fallacy, yet from the opposing argument this time, because it is trying to make the opposing argument feel guilty for the cat in question.
I just don't know that. However much I love cats, I just don't believe that they have a certain desire to mother.
But is it your right to decide whether they have that belief or not?
I wouldn't think so, but again, when it's a dire situation like this, I feel like values need to be compromised for the good of all cats in this situation.
What would it mean if you gave up this belief?
I think it's just sort of like one of the aspects of that make up who I am, my identity. It's like an advocate for domestic animals, especially cats. So I'd like to think that I make a positive difference. Maybe not a huge difference, but I, rescue cats when I can. When I see stray ones, I foster cats, because I have this belief that we all need to take care of domestic animals, and in doing so, we need to control their population.
So did you learn anything from this conversation?
Yeah, I think it's been a while since someone interviewed me and sort of pushed me a little bit with my opinions. So I guess I'm getting a sense of what kids do in philosophy class, and that it's important to really think about all aspects of a complicated issue a little bit more. Yeah. High fives.
Thanks for having a Socratic dialogue with me today.
Oh, I loved it. Thank you for asking me to have a Socratic dialogue with you today. I think we should do it tomorrow too, on the way to school.
Huh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.